ask for eyes that see, ears that hear, and a heart full of understanding. I thank you for the messages that come through and ask that you deliver them to those that need them. Thank you. So normally this would be a painting video, but I decided I am collecting so many different paintings that maybe I should mix them all together and make something out of it. So that's what's going to be happening. And I do have incense going because I'm not in the paint, so it's safe. Anyway, let's go ahead and pick our cards out. Let's see what comes out for us today. What are we talking about? That was the one. And this deck, this is my newest deck. It's called the Talisman Oracle. And I feel more comfortable going this way with it. Oh, nope, okay. There we go. All right, what do we have here? We have Love Forgives Distance and Eternal Charisma. Just taking a moment to breathe in the energy, to let myself dive into it. I usually assume the painting videos are going to be a little more in-depth, emotional. When I first started out this channel, it was actually all going to be painting videos. I'm not an artist, but it was just a way of doing something, of going through the energy, working through it. And it really, I thought it was going to be like me crying every episode. But it's definitely not. It has its own, you know, universe, source, God, have their own ways. This, gosh, it feels so special. It feels so special. There's already so much that's coming up. I don't want to lose any of it. Sometimes it happens as you start talking about one direction, you kind of forget the other direction because it's all at you. Some of this can be related to like a long distance relationship. It can also be when you have distance with each other, emotionally, mentally. And then Eternal Charisma, that just, in comparison with this, feels like a very long-term, maybe multiple lifetimes relationship, soul partner. Beautiful energy. So much transformation within this relationship. Again, could be, I'm feeling multiple lifetimes. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to keep these out and we'll talk more about it, but I am going to go ahead and get out the old paintings that I've done. Okay, so as you can see, I have shredded up or torn apart some of them, and I have one left to do. So let's go ahead and do that. Get you some fun tearing noises if it's coming through or not. All right, and so I think I gotta tell you guys, I'm a little tiny bit of a control freak when it comes to aesthetics, when it comes to artsy stuff. I like to be able to see what I'm doing, so this is gonna be me out of my comfort zone, but it could be fun. I'm gonna just mix them up, flip them over, and then we'll choose piece by piece to basically tape together and see what happens at the end. All right, so I am going to have to put them somewhere else because I need this space to tape. But there we go. Maybe I'll just toss them on the floor and whatever happens, happens. Like runes. It could be a new way of readings. Okay. Need to get tape. Alrighty. Just grab the first couple pieces here. That's already a lot. I had a lot of paintings. And put things together. So, we are talking about the distance within some relationships. And sometimes that doesn't feel right. I think it's interesting that this is what comes up today as I decided to do this basically puzzle piecing together things. It's kind of representative. Forgive my brain is a little off today, but it represents the, you know, the different kinds of relationships that we can have, our friendships, companions. Sometimes they come and go. Sometimes there might be distance, yet we're still just as good as ever every time we talk. Some come in and then leave really quickly. There's so many different types, right? And to me, that's kind of like this puzzle pieced art I'm working on. And also, another way of looking at it is with emotional distance, we have to work at bringing together, right? At bringing each other together to work through it, to work through the bits. There are steps. It's a process. Emotional distance doesn't always mean the end of things. And sometimes I think people feel that way, where we think, oh, we're falling out of love, or oh, my needs are not getting met, or whatever the situation is. Again, that one doesn't feel right. I am not multifunctional today. I normally am, but this, for some reason, focusing on doing this and talking about the cards at the same time is not easy for me today. As long as it's not abusive, we need to remain open and curious about our relationships. Do not assume things. Do not assume that you know exactly what the other person is thinking and going through. And help them to not assume with you either. Be vulnerable and open and talking. And I guess I gotta say, for like, this is what's jumping out at me at the moment, long distance relationships have to do this a lot more than people that are physically close, right? There needs to be, because you have to have vulnerability within a relationship for it to continue to work out. Now, yes, of course, there are times that we come in and out of things. You might have a fight, whatever, but remaining vulnerable, continuing to open back up, within long distance relationships are so, it's like more of the focus is on communication. And because you can't just always see the person and feel the vibe that they're giving off or whatever it is. I just felt called to pray for you guys. So I'm going to do that. I don't know exactly why. We'll see what comes out of my mouth. Okay. Again, I don't know what this is from, but it feels a bit of like a channeling a little bit. So I ask for forgiveness. I ask for forgiveness for the way that I have been. I'm sorry that I get so stuck in my head. I'm sorry that I can't easily see your light at times. I hope that we can work together. We can process together everything that we go through, that we can be more gentle together. Pick up the pieces. Pick up the pieces of your life and know that even if they're broken, they still fit together. Everything in your life brings you to the place you currently are, just like everything now will bring you to the place in the future. We learn from our past. We lift up our future. We find pure joy in the present. We find anguish in the present. We find our emotions, our existence in the present. Roll over, roll with it. Do not close or shut down everything. Be more open. Find out more. Be curious. Be interested. That other person on the other side is not your enemy. They're not your enemy. Sometimes it might feel like that, ego. Ego can get in the way, or even negative forces can get in the way and cause you to see your wonderful partner in a bad light. Do your best to see all sides, all aspects within your relationship, not just the one that has the biggest emotion at the moment. Close the distance so you can come together and be whole. My heart is hurting for you guys a bit. I don't know. Taking a sip of my coffee. By the way, I freaking love this mug. It's hard for you to see because the camera's above me and I can't really tip it over, but there you go. It's my favorite. Do you guys have a favorite coffee mug or a tea mug? It's like, I can't have coffee without this mug. This is this is my mug. Which I actually just broke in the sink earlier when I was washing it. So, not fully, just a chip, but still. With this Eternal Charisma card, there's a couple things that come up. I really am seeing it's such a strong pull for the the I can't say if it's eternal because my mind cannot truly fathom eternal. What is eternal? I am a human here on earth experiencing time, and so eternal is crazy. But to me, for what I can say is it's long lasting, right? You have some kind of soul. I don't know. People talk about soul contracts and stuff. Maybe there's just something with you guys are together for a while, and it could be a friendship. It could be different types of relationships. Within the different lifetimes, or even within the same lifetime, because you can start off as friends and then end up as more. That's possible. I'm just gonna get rid of that. It's extra. But the other side of that eternal charisma is talking about who you are as a person, and maybe your partner. There's this magnetism, right? You're charismatic, you're outgoing, people are drawn to you. Oops. Oh no, I saw them. I'm very curious what this is going to look like, guys. I hope that you stick with me and see it. Let's go this way. I'm trying to keep, because I know that when I tore them, they have like a white from the paper, the layers of the paper. So I'm trying to keep like the straight edges that are the hidden ones. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm starting to make it a little too long. I think I'll stop here and maybe work widthwise again. So I did touch on in the beginning the transformation that, it takes relationships to transform, right? And again, relationship can be friendship, it can be family, it can be romantic partner. But that's how we learn. This is how we grow. This is how we develop our personalities and who we are. And so much can transform within a relationship. You can grow, they can grow. And because of this, we need to remember to be open to change. We cannot assume that this person is going to be the same as they were 10 years ago, right? We develop. Our tastes change. I used to hate onions. Now I love onions. It's really, really base, but it's an example. So be open. Be curious about who this person is. I don't know why this keeps coming up. Maybe part of the distance is that. Maybe it's caused because you or them or both think that you're expecting them to be the same way that they were, and they just aren't. Not how it works. We change, we grow. Okay, and now I want to work widthwise, so I'm going to extend it out a bit. And let's just go this way. All right. I have no idea how big I'm making this. It's just happening. It's just occurring. That's it. I myself am actually in a long distance relationship. I guess I'm gonna bring it up. So Luce and I, he's the editor. Sometimes he does some of the editing, I do some. But we have been together for over 2 years, all long distance. We met online in a spiritual community and started talking and just could not stop talking. Did not ever want to stop talking. It is absolutely wonderful and lovely. And we have maintained. We have not physically met yet. It will happen. He lives in a different country than I do. And so we are working on, saving up and getting to meet each other and do all of that. And, in this day and age, I don't think that comes across as so crazy, but for my generation and older, it is a bit different. I think that there can be a lot of judgment towards it. Not as much understanding, because things are supposed to happen a certain way, but they don't. Life is life. Life is crazy. So whatever. But that is something that he and I have developed with this long distance relationship, is major communication. It's like, we tell each other everything. And I know, you're sitting there thinking, well, you don't know that for sure. Well, no, nobody knows that for absolute sure. But we both live our lives with the other as honestly as possible, because it's what we desire within our relationship. And yeah, that brings issues sometimes, because we're two different people, right? Like, that's just how it's gonna be. But you work through it. You take those steps to get through it as best you can. And I think we're getting close to being done with this. I do feel like there's no more to talk about, to be quite honest. So I might, once I turn this over, paint it a little bit. Maybe with some stencils or just do some random painting. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this incense, move it out of the way, have a little bit more space. And let's reveal what our puzzle piece artwork, it's not really puzzle, collage, meshy, whatever this is, how it turned out. So this is what we have so far. I think it's kind of cool. I think that I would straighten it out so that the edges I would use a portion of it. And then, yeah, maybe put I'll just give you guys an example. I have these stencils where I could get, some cool things in there. Could be fun. So I guess that is it for this. It feels a bit awkward. I will tell you, the energy feels a bit awkward right now. And I think that's just being transparent with you. I think it's my own judgment of how this is supposed to go. Which, hello, we just talked about that. There is no supposed to. There is no supposed to. Be open, be curious. See how things fall together, how they piece together. How different parts put next to something else can look really cool and beautiful and be interesting. Okay. I hope that this was a blessing for you guys, truly. I hope that you feel seen and loved and you know that you're not alone. And I wish you the best of luck on your distance, whatever type that might be. All right. Much love, guys. Bye.